Hey, Nerf Herder, I'm Addy Thomas.
And I am Ben Milton.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Certain Point of View, where we explore the Star Wars galaxy and sometimes other topics that tickle our nerd fancy in the world of nerd. We'll talk about a few things in Star Wars today and a little bit about Guillermo Del Toro and some projects that
he's not going to do.
That he's not going to do, but apparently are just pretty much ready to be made, and the frustration that comes with that. But we'll talk about that in just a moment, but I do want to remind you can check out other podcasts that are part of the Certain Point of View family, including Another Pass with Case Aiken, The Scruffy Nerfers, Star Wars D20 Story, as we enter a new chapter of our story with our Scruffy Nerfers. Then, of course, let's move up the map to Matt and Jeff, and with Fun Games and Matt and Jeff, and then Matt is also joined by MJ Bradley as they explore Mass Effect in Reignite. You can check out all of those podcasts on our website at certainpov.com. Again, that is certainpov.com. All right, so normally this is going to be the section where we talk about Star Wars Resistance. However, we didn't get a chance to watch the episode. That's because
there's no we in this. I didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
You totally pulled your weight, and I dropped the ball at work today.
That's true. I watched the episode yesterday because, I'm a nerd, and as the moment there's Star Wars content out, I got to watch it.
And I have kids.
So, yeah, exactly. So,
and then as soon as there's Star Wars,
there seems like a little bit more reason to watch it.
I know, but right now my kids just aren't into it.
They're
fair. Just not into it, and that is the biggest disappointment of my life. Right there.
The short version of it, super cool episode. I'm really looking forward to you checking out this episode
tomorrow at work if there isn't a whole lot going on. But today, because I usually watch Mondays.
Yeah,
I usually watch right in the day that we record.
Yeah,
so that's fresh in my mind.
You wait till last minute. Yeah,
and that's just the nature of my life and the nature of who I am as a person. And then today, for some reason, they were like, "Oh, hey Ben, we need you to move in office."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, well, there
it didn't
goes
work
my
out
afternoon.
this time." But next week we'll do this past episode
better.
and then the next week's episode.
I'll
as
do
well.
better.
So
maybe you need
we'll
to come over on Sunday so I can watch it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
We're not far from each other anymore. That could
no,
work.
not at all. So just coming over for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that totally works.
Yeah, then you can leave.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Right? You'd enjoy it that way.
Yeah, I mean, oh, good, now he's gone.
But no, today we're going to just, it's going to be a short episode. We're debunking some stupid news that's been going out over the internet. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about Guillermo Del Toro that we mentioned before. But starting with that stupid news.
How do you feel about this story, Addy?
Oh my God, clickbait. Clickbait in general is really bad right now, especially when you talk about the political and sort of cultural situation of echo chambers for every possible niche that exists. And Star Wars is a great microcosm of that.
Yeah.
On many levels, in terms of culture war and politics and all of that, just kind of slamming together.
Speaking of Steel Wars,
but with this. In this instance, a couple sites that are not anything crazy reputable. I think it was MovieWeb, comicbook.com. There was another site, but a couple sites that sometimes they don't they'll just post out the headline if they see it somewhere or hear something. And essentially, there's been people posting that George Lucas is directing an Obi-Wan movie
in Ireland. There's so many things already wrong with this sentence.
Right?
As soon as I saw it, I was like, well, this is clickbait.
Yeah, this is
so
just
stupid.
Dumb.
This is dumb. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
This doesn't even make sense on any level. But
yet someone is out there who is like, yeah, I'm getting my Obi-Wan movie. And George Lucas is doing it.
Because he's a great director.
And it's going to be in Ireland?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Ireland doesn't seem very Tatooine-like, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, when does this take place? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I mean, is it a much younger Obi-Wan? And why is...
Well, they're saying that Chris Pratt is going to be Obi-Wan,
not
he's
Ewan
that
McGregor. Much younger than Ewan McGregor.
And I know Pratt put out that tweet of he's practicing his hello there.
Oh yeah,
which is what spurned everything on.
Yeah,
which Pratt is a notorious joker, especially on Twitter. You have to take that with a grain of salt. But then the whole idea that George Lucas is going to direct. Okay, this dude sold Star Wars. He's done with it. Like he's done.
He's sick of the fans. You know,
he's sick of the bullshit that goes along with it.
Yeah, he's sick of the fans who complain about every tiny bit.
And he never liked directing. It's the one part of the process that he really doesn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Why would he come back to direct?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Right? Maybe.
Especially,
produce? Definitely.
Especially, like, in the year after people complaining so much.
About Solo.
Solo and Last Jedi.
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah, that's the environment he wants to walk back in.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get back to Star Wars fans. They're just a really enjoyable group of people. Like, they love everything about this. It makes no sense. I don't know why we do a Star Wars podcast. I think of it, I'm like, George is right. I wish somebody would pay us $1 billion for this podcast. I wish somebody would pay us $20 for this podcast.
Right? Which you could do at Patreon.
Yes, thank you very much.
CertainPOV.com.
We will not stop doing it, but we will take your money.
Right. So I decided to investigate a little bit deeper into this, just to see like what could have triggered this. And fortunately, I found a guy who was a little bit more familiar with the situation. So Boris Johnson, who is a member of the Conservative Party in the UK, and he's a member of Parliament, had a speech where he was talking about reducing taxes and tariffs and encouraging free trade. And in the course of it, he mentions like as a possibility that George Lucas could direct an Obi-Wan movie in Ireland if like we reduced like stuff like this.
To give tax incentives for companies to come in and
exactly.
do this,
And he's like he's mentioned, obviously Star Wars, historically has had like been shot in
Pinewood.
the UK, at Pinewood Studios, so like there's that existing history already. So he's just kind of mentioning this as a possibility to bring more jobs and to bring more commerce.
He's using the name that people are familiar with and an IP people are familiar with to get excited, to build excitement.
But that's all. There's no announcement, and it's just funny that somebody thought like, oh, this politician saying this was an announcement from Lucasfilm that there was going to be this movie.
Like it was a leak. Like Lucasfilm was keeping this under wraps, and this politician like spilled the beans. It's stupid. It's so stupid. The internet is dumb and full of morons.
It'd be hilarious if at Celebration this year we get that announcement.
George is coming back.
And he's directing an Obi-Wan movie in Ireland.
What? That would be amazing. I'd give up podcasting at that point.
But here's it's just weird. Like how did anyone feel this had enough legs to post this, other than obviously clickbait. You're motivated. You're not interested in truth. You're not interested in making sure you check your sources. You
just want eyeballs on your website.
Exactly. So
I'm glad we don't do that.
Yeah,
I really am. Like I'm glad we don't fall in that category of Star Wars podcasters and clickbait and stuff like that, because it's just we don't have as many listeners as we would like, but I'm glad that we're not stooping to lying to people about what we know, or we have a source that says. No, we don't have any sources.
Yeah.
This is just you and me, just loving Star Wars.
We don't know anybody who works for Lucasfilm.
No, and I wish we did, but we don't.
Yeah.
And maybe someday the podcast will grow naturally to a point where we do, and we have access to more than we do right now, and that's the dream and the goal, and we'll keep working to get there. But comicbook.com or whatever they're awful.
Yeah.
Just awful. People that do that are just awful. Like, I know you got to pay your bills, but do what you got to do to keep your integrity too.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no integrity in that, and that's awful.
Yeah, well, speaking of movies that are in development that are probably never going to happen, Guillermo Del Toro.
Yeah, that's one of his projects. If his name's attached to it, he's not doing it.
So he actually tweeted out today some interesting stuff about, basically he gave a list of screenplays that he's developed, and these are fully written or co-written, and they've gone unproduced so far. It's a really fascinating list, and he talks a little bit more about them. So before I go with the list,
okay,
he says the thing is each script takes about a year, so more than So more than a decade of work is lost. In the case of Mountains, much more since we scouted and designed, etc. And Wind in the Willows, which is another one that he put a lot more time into. All these screenplays are written and they're done. Each of them have taken months or years of his life to do. That includes meetings, synopses, beat sheets. They were all written and they're all features that are 90 to 130 pages each. These are not like maybes. These aren't concepts. These are done and ready to produce. So, like, there's a good list here that needs to be made.
But probably not by him.
You know what? They're written. Find a director.
Let him die and let the estate sell them to direct them.
Right.
That's really what we're looking at here.
But he has people that he would probably trust to direct a movie of his, I'm sure. I would hope that he does. So, The Witches, Justice League Dark, Beauty and the Beast, At the Mountains of Madness, Fantastic Voyage, The Count of Monte Cristo, Mephisto's Bridge, Pacific Rim 2, which is supposed to be very different than the version we got, Secret Project that is untitled, Superstitious.
That one's his laundry list.
Right. Nightmare Alley, Haunted Mansion, The Hulk Pilot for the TV series, The Buried Giant, The Coffin, Drood, and List of 7. So,
some interesting titles in there.
Yeah.
I'm curious about some of them. Some of them are so vague in the title it could be anything.
Well, I think At the Mountains of Madness, isn't that like a Lovecraftian type of thing?
Yes.
So, I've heard that that's fairly...
Isn't that one of Taliesin's favorite stories, I think.
From Taliesin and Avatel. Yeah, I think I saw some stuff on Nerdist that I think Chobot and some of the other people were pretty excited that
never been a Lovecraft fan. Yeah.
I don't know enough to really...
My buddy Rob from college loved Lovecraft. I'll have to reach out to him and see what the deal is.
Yeah, I've never understood the appeal
of being scared.
Well, it's a very weird type of fear, though.
Yeah,
with Lovecraft, it's fascinating.
It's very specific. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I guess I may really like it because WoW definitely has a lot of Lovecraftian influences on its lore. So maybe there's something there that I
if you love the old gods,
right?
You'd love Lovecraft. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. Well, I knew about Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Black Beauty was a surprise. I didn't realize he was doing Black Beauty.
No, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was Black Beauty for some reason. Beauty and the Beast. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I have such a... when I think of Beauty and the Beast, I think of the awful 80s TV show with Ron Perlman and what was... Terminator, James Cameron's wife.
Yeah.
Who Sarah Connor. What was her name? The chick who played Sarah Connor.
Linda
Hamilton. Linda Hamilton and Ron Perlman did a TV show called Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And Ron Perlman obviously played the Beast. And it was... Yeah, I know. But it was great. Like, that was the first time I saw Ron Perlman, and I was like, this guy's fan. He had the prosthetics on and stuff like that. It was really just kind of cheesy and, like, super... cheesy.
Sure.
Like, it was the 80s. It was late 80s. But, like, every time, everything pales in comparison. Like, that's the one version of Beauty and the Beast that I stick to, that is, like, stuck in my mind.
So, like, the original Disney cartoon doesn't...
I hate it. Yeah, and the new stuff that they've done, I'm like, this is not Beauty and the Beast. Where's Ron Perlman? Like, I need Linda Carter in this for some reason. Like, I don't want singing.
Right.
There's no talking candlestick. This guy lives in a sewer with homeless people.
Whoa, all right. It was different.
Yeah, it was different. It was really cool. It was set in New York City. It was really pretty neat.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to see, like, his take on that. I think would be a take that I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah, I want to see Pacific Rim 2 because I love the first one.
Well, you're never gonna see that.
No, I know. It is disappointing unless they change the name and
make it something different.
Yeah,
Robots Fighting Monsters 1.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all you really need to call it. I mean, I don't need you to like get crazy with the title. We know that it's a pretty simple thing. It scratches a very simple, like, particular itch.
Yeah.
Count of Monte Cristo. I'd like to see his version of that story. That's a story that I like a lot to begin with. So I think that would be a cool one. The Hulk pilot.
That one. That's the one that I was that I was like, oh, really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Because I was just listening to the Lonely Man theme song on the way over today.
Of course you were.
Yeah. And I was like, God, it's time to remake that show.
Yeah, I know,
that would be a
right?
fun show to do again.
Well, I'm looking forward to superhero stories. I mean, it's not going to happen for a while. It's got to fail spectacularly for this to happen. But I kind of want to return to like some cartoons again and TV again. Well, it's not like not necessarily. Again.
I was going to say, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got renewed for 2 more seasons. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, I know, right?
Nobody who watched last season saw that coming.
I'm really shocked.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either. I'm very interested to see what Marvel TV and the MCU's relationship is going to be going forward, especially after the Fox merger. It's because already it's been semi-contentious, and it's fairly inconsistent with the way these properties kind of coexist. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that
coalesces at all. I think it'll remain distant.
I think so.
Like references to each other. Well, references to the movies. The movies will never
reference back.
Yeah, because
they won't do that.
They're too important.
Yeah. Anyway, so let us know what you think about Del Toro and clickbaity articles. You can always reach us on any of our social media, which is available on our website at certainpov.com. Again, our website is certainpov.com. And until next time, stay scruffy, my nerf herder.